Sorry about that, guys. I had some technical difficulties there. I thought it had stopped recording. I don't know. This technology is driving me crazy. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to check that we're in the right mode. So to do that, there's a button right here called Mode. So if you look at the fourth line down, it says radian or degree. So let's switch it to degree. So let's scroll down to that line, scroll over to degree, and just hit enter so that the degree is now blackened. Then hit second quit to get out of that. Okay? So now we're in degree mode. So I'm going to do any of the ones that are in degrees. So I want to do sine of 217.4. Enter. Okay, so that's negative 0.607. So let's take this to 3 decimal places. So negative 0.607. And that's it. Now, to do ones that aren't sine, cosine, or tan, because if you notice it only has sine, cosine, or tan. Okay? So to do one like cosecant of negative 34.88. Okay, now cosecant, okay, is the reciprocal, oh my goodness, the reciprocal of sine. Okay, so we want to do 1 over sine of negative 34.88 degrees. Okay, let's come back over here. So 1 divided by sine negative 34.88. You don't need to type the degree symbol in. All right, and we want to take that to 3 decimal places, so let's do negative 1.749. Okay, now cotan is the reciprocal of tan, so here we would do 1 over tan of 648 degrees. Once again, you don't have to type the actual degree symbol in. So 1 divided by tan 648. 3 decimal places, let's do negative 0.325. And if you think about it, okay, negative 34.88 degrees puts you in quadrant 4, and cosecant better be negative in that quadrant. Cotan of 648 degrees. Oh, so let's go around once. That would be 360. Okay, so if we take 648 and subtract 360, we get 288. So 288 would put us back here in quadrant 4. This would be 270, so a little bit beyond it, and cotan better be negative in quadrant 4. Okay, so now to do the ones in radians. Let's go back here to our mode, scroll down, okay, and now we want to blacken radian, and then second quit to get out of that. So now let's do all the ones in radians. So cosine, 5.91, 0.931, okay, tan of, now, it's written kind of funny here, so just so you're clear, this is saying 15 pi over 17. It's just written funny. Whoever typed this didn't type it in math type, right? So tan 15, here's the pi button, right here in blue, divided by 17. You get negative 0.387. Okay, and then secant is 1 over cosine. Okay, so 1 divided by cosine 4.45. Okay, so negative 0.3855. Okay, all right, I want you to take a couple minutes to try these 4. So pause the video, right, and I want you to try those 4 to see what you get. I will record my answers here in a second. Okay, hopefully you remember to switch your mode. You did the first 2 in degrees, the second 2 in radians, right, and you got those values. Remember, for the cotan, you need to do 1 over tan of that value. And for cosecant, 1 over sine of that value. And remember, this is technically negative 9 pi over 8. It's just not written right. Sorry about that. Okay, Now, I know I said in the beginning, the very, very beginning, I was going to split this into 2 slides, but the video and I had some struggles. So I'm going to keep going with these last 2 slides here. Okay, so now if you want to solve, so now here, we're trying to solve for the angle. So kind of back when we did the special rights, we did ones like this where we evaluated the angles first, and we found the ratio of the side lengths. Then we did ones where, given the side length, let's find the angle. So we're doing the same, the same thing. We're going backwards now. So this one we're trying to do in radians. So pretty sure I left my calculator in radian mode. Yes, I did. Okay. So let's do these first 2 here in radians. So now you need to pay attention to this very carefully. Okay. So when solving, let me flip this. So when solving, drop the negative when doing inverse trig functions. And I'll talk about what I mean by inverse trig functions here in a second. But this is very, very important. You have to drop the negative. Okay? This gives the reference angle. Okay, so let me elaborate on that for a second. Okay, the calculator is only so smart. So if you put in here sine, when you go to solve this, okay, if you don't drop the negative, it's only going to give you one answer. And hopefully at this point you know that, oh, sine theta is negative in 2 quadrants. We should get out 2 answers here. Okay, the calculator doesn't know how to do that. Okay, so that's why we need to drop the negative. So let's think about this. We ideally want to get theta by itself. So if you were doing total side note, 2x plus 1 equals 8, okay, you would want to get x by itself. So you'd have to subtract the 1. You'd have to do an inverse operation and then divide by 2. So here we need to do an inverse operation also. So we need to undo sine. Kind of like the opposite of addition is subtraction. The opposite of sine is called sine inverse. Okay, and it looks like it's actually the writing in the calculator right above the sine. That's sine inverse, cosine inverse, tan inverse. Okay, so but what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. Now I'm kind of smashing it in here. Technically, what it would look like, it would be like this. Now, like I said, we want to drop the negative. Otherwise, if you put it in the calculator, it's only going to give you one answer, and we need 2. So sine inverse and sine cancel each other out, and let's really just figure out what sine inverse of 0.499 is. Okay, so let me clear that. The second sine will get you the sine inverse, and then 0.499. Oh, shoot. No? There we go. Okay, and I get that theta is 0.522. Okay, so if theta is 0.552, that's technically giving you the reference angle in quadrant 1. So this is my reference angle. Kind of like, before we had said in degrees, our reference angle was like 30 or 60, or in radians, technically, if it was 30 degrees, we'd say it was some form of pi over 6. That's technically giving you a reference angle. This reference angle just isn't a nice value like that. Okay? So from here, we know that, go back now to when it was negative, we know that sine is negative in quadrants 3 and 4. So we need to find, this is in radians, so we need to find the angle in quadrants 3 and 4. So let's think about this. This is 0, okay? This is pi over 2. This is pi, 3 pi over 2, and then technically 2 pi again. Okay? So if we need to get into quadrant 3, instead of taking 180 and adding on our angle, because that would be in degrees, we would take pi. Okay? So sorry, this is really smushed. So for quadrant 3, we're going to take pi and add on our reference angle. Okay, so we're going to take pi plus 0.522. And we get 3.664. Sorry once again that this is so smushed. Now we also need it in, I'm going to do the cotan one over here, so I'll keep writing over here. We need the quadrant 4 one. So to get to quadrant 4, if we were in degrees, we would take 360 and subtract the reference angle, but we're in radians, so take 2 pi and subtract your reference angle. So if we, do that, 2 pi minus 0.522, we get 5.761. And those are our two answers. Okay, so let's try this cotan one. So cotan theta equals negative 1.66. Now, if you notice, we only had sine inverse, tan inverse, cosine inverse. So if you think about this, and now this is the part where you got to be careful. Cotan is the reciprocal of tan. So the reciprocal of tan, if we take the reciprocal of this would be 1 over negative 1.66. The side lengths flip, right? If you think about cotan, it's adjacent over opposite, so throw that guy over 1. So now let's make it opposite over adjacent. So we just flipped them. Okay, so to get rid of tan, you would do tan inverse. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Sorry, I'm kind of smushing it in there. Remember, drop that negative. So tan inverse of 1 over 1.66. If you pause it, take a minute, type that in. For some reason, I only did my reference angle to 2 decimal places here. But my reference angle is going to be 0.54. Now, it was a negative. So we know that tan is negative in quadrants 2 and 4. So we really need quadrant 2 and 4 answers here. So quadrant 2, think about this. To be in quadrant 2, before, if we were in degrees, we would have taken 180 and subtracted the answer. Now let's take pi and subtract the reference angle. So if we do that, I think I rounded pi when I did this. I just did 3.14. It's totally up to you, but I have 2.6. Once again, if you're close to that, totally fine. Then to get into quadrant 4, let's take 2 pi and subtract the reference angle. Once again, depending on how you round this, your answer might be slightly off. Don't fret about that at all. Okay. Now let's do this next one in degrees. So I'm going to pay attention to my mode. I'm going to make sure I go down, switch to degree mode, quit out of that. Okay. So make a note what you want to pay attention and change your mode here. Okay, so same idea here as the last one. This is the flip of sine. So if I flip cosecant and make it sine, I got to flip the other side. So now let's make this 1 over negative 1.899. Okay, so let's do sine inverse. So theta, let's drop that negative. Now, when you type that in, you're going to get your reference angle. 31 point, I only did 2 decimal places here also. Not a huge deal. Don't lose sleep over it. 31.78 degrees. But sine is negative in quadrants 3 and 4. So since we're in degrees, now we're going to use the whole 180, 360 thing. So let's take 180 and add on 31.78, and you get 211.78. For quadrant 4, let's take 360 and subtract our reference angle. Okay, and at any point you can pause this and try this on your own to make sure you get the right values. Now, I don't know, I only have a 15-minute time limit. I don't know that I can do this last one here in a minute. This is not special. I will create, sorry to do this, one more short little video just to do this last slide real quick. So bear with me, I'll do that here in 1 second.